Hey guys, quick lesson today. I wanted to show you, I did a little video on Instagram. I had some 3-note per pentatonic, 3 notes per string pentatonic scales, and a few people would ask some questions about it. So I kind of just wanted to go over this quickly, what we are doing. So if you look, your standard pentatonic scale has, we generally play it with 2 notes per string just because of how it lays nice on the guitar, you know. We see it like right here in these different positions, but it doesn't apply itself very well to playing quickly. There's a few people that can do the 2-note per string thing pretty quick, but and you can kind of get good at certain parts of it. Anyway, the 3-note per string, just all it means is instead of playing everything right here, you can play 3-note string here. You know, these kind of things. A couple of things I was doing in the video. So you've got this, which is strict 3-note per string pentatonics. And if you had to do that on 2 strings, you kind of have to do this sort of thing, which isn't that great. Or you'd have to do some kind of slide, which is essentially the same thing as doing 3 notes per string. So a couple of things you can do with this is just do what I was doing, but to kind of make it more interesting lines, you can just go up and down, or you could do things like stay in one position. So what happens if you stay in one position is you end up repeating a note. So if we go D, E, G, and then we go G, I'm playing an A minor pentatonic. D, E, G, and then G, A, C, C, D, E, E, G, A, C, D, D, E, G. Yeah, so you can get these interesting sort of like da 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 da. Even though you're just playing kind of up and down the scale. You can also skip a string. So we had a lesson before where we skipped a string for all these scales, and this creates a really interesting thing, and this is something I did in that video too. So let's just say we're starting on A, C, D. You skip the string, then you got G, A, C, E, G, A. I had an F there, but you know. And this is kind of nice because it always throws in a little jump. It almost sounds like an arpeggio, but it's not quite. You know, so that's kind of a nice thing to do. You can also get these sort of movements, like if you were playing in 5s. Play 3 notes on this string, then 2 on this one, and 3 notes on this one, 2. So those are groups of 5, so A, G, E, D, C, E, then we go on the next string, so it's like 3 on, 2, 3. So again, these are 3 notes per string pentatonics. There's so many things to explore. Anything you can do with 3 notes per string in general, where you maybe like you skip the middle note. So now maybe you were doing something like, you could do those kind of things with these too. Skip the middle note, which is almost like playing straight fourths, but you always get this one major third in there, which is right there. Or you can skip a string and do it. So these are all very guitar-ish things, but they're interesting because they create interest in the line without just playing up and down the scales. So you can use a lot of the things you maybe already do with 3 notes per string, but they sound really interesting because they're not going to come out the same way, even though you've sort of worked it out under your hand. Anyway, I hope that this is helpful and that you can get something out of these 3 note per string pentatonic scales and stop doing all the same 2 note per string pentatonic licks. Cool. Thanks, guys.